Hey there, literally take two. And basically, Joe's House of Horrors, a YouTuber that I just showed you, a really great YouTuber, is in that time of funk when you're back in school, and the one thing that'll help cheer you up is 80's horror. So we're going to look at some 80's horror and give some suggestions. And if you see this video, do a response to it if you're an 80's horror fan, and give some suggestions that maybe that I don't have here. So first up, we are going with, I had this done in order, but shag it now. It's going to be like this. Psycho 3. Is it the best Psycho movie? No. Is it fun? Hell yeah. And it's got an extra form of sleazy that is weird for Psycho, but it's very much a slasher film. More so than the other films, actually. Of course, with Psycho 3, you got to have Psycho 2, which is the one that brought it back. This one is directed by Richard Franklin, of course, who directed Patrick, and which is now being remade, or has been remade. Psycho 2, great movie. Meg Tilly. Phantasm 2. James DeGrosse takes over the lead role, and actually doesn't do a bad job, surprisingly, and makes it even better than expected. Phantasm 2 is actually a really cool trippy film. I kind of watch Phantasm movies together, though. It's kind of like a mind trip thing. Speaking of mind trip, Galaxy of Terror. It's a cheesy mind warp of a film that's actually, original name is Mind Warp. Galaxy of Terror, of course, was produced by Roger Corman, directed by Bruce Clark, and got a bunch of people in this one. I know, I think, Ian Moran's in this, Zelman King, Robert Englund. I think Sid Haig's in it too as well. Next up is the remake, the 80's remake of Night of the Third. And this is the second one. The first one's done in the 50s, and the third one's done in the 90s. And it has Tracy Lords when she tried to go legit and actually succeeded. And it's Tracy Lords. You got to see it. Humanized from the Deep, coming in at 1980. It is a really cool film. Love this one here. The monsters are extra vicious in this. The creature outfits are actually done pretty damn well. I got to say, I really liked it. Probably because it was done by Rob Bottin, and Rob Bottin did RoboCop, the outfit. He also did The Thing, 7, and Total Recall. So yeah. Next up is Deadly Blessing, a really highly underrated Wes Craven film. It stars, of course, the girl from Battlestar Galactica, a very young Sharon Stone, and the girl that played Patty Simcock, the hyperactive cheerleader in the original Grease film. And if those three lovely ladies don't get you wanting to see it yet, there's another beautiful woman in it, and it's actually got a cool storyline. And Michael Behrman from Hills of Eyes, in a very different role, and Ernest Borgnine. Next up is Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop is a great film. Bruce Campbell, Tom Atkins. How much more testosterone can you want? More? Well, Richard Roundtree and William Smith are also in this film, as are Robert Z'Dar and the Lauren Landon. It's kind of neat to know that Robert Z'Dar actually kind of dated the lead actress in this film. The classics. I feel old saying that this is a classic because I remember when it came out. Hellraiser. Incredible film. Loved visuals. Was completely in love with Ashley Lawrence back in the day. And just a great film. Got to meet Doug Bradley. Great guy. Next up is, we're going to get some like more rare, weirder stuff that you may not have heard of. X-Ray. Barbie Benton. It's a cheesy slasher film. It is horribly acted. It's really fun. Barbie Benton is super cute, and I rented this movie on VHS back in the 80s. I rented it a lot. Skitside, great film. Klaus Kinski, Craig Wasson, Donna Wilkes from Angel, and of course Jaws 2. Christopher Lloyd, Doc Smith is in this. Just really kind of a cool one. Supposed to be a murder mystery, but don't look too closely at the opening because they give away who the killer is by accident. Speaking of freaky Klaus Kinski films, Crawlspace. See Klaus Kinski as an ex-Nazi turned landlord, turned peeping Tom, turned guy that keeps trying to shoot himself and playing Russian roulette. It's just really weird and really fun to watch. Prison, the movie that Kane Hodder did the stunts for. And not only that, but this is directed by Rennie Harlan. And I think this is, I'm not sure if this is before or after the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I think it's before. But also, I'm pretty sure that John Carl Buechler had something to do with the effects on this. And this is one of the things that he saw Kane Hodder with that actually ended up getting him Jason when Friday 13th Part 7 came out. Death Valley. It's another Scream Factory release. A lot of these are Scream Factory releases. Really cool movie. Ever see the movie A Christmas Story? Well, that's the kid from A Christmas Story getting stalked by a serial killer. That should be enough to make you want to see it. Witchboard. Must see. Kevin Tenney, Tawny Katane, who was famous at this point for being in a lot of videos by a group by the name of Whitesnake, where she would pretty much be really attractive and have her long red hair and lie in a car. But this is actually a really good movie. The romance is only beaten by the bromance. Cue the Winged Serpent. Actually a really fun film, and it's by Larry Cohen, so you know the writing is fantastic. Michael Moriarty is his normal, cool, weird self. David Carradine's in this. Richard Roundtree again, because he shows up in a lot of these 80s horror films. And, of course, Candy Clark. Gotta check this one out. Prince of Darkness. It's John Carpenter. See it. The Burning. One of the great slasher films of all time. Cropsy's amazing. Effects are amazing. Tom Savini's doing the effects on this. They actually have Jason Alexander in it as a cool character. They do the impossible. Terror Train. Great twist. Excellent film. Love this movie. This one was in '89, so it just made the cut. Halloween 4. I am a huge fan of Halloween 4. I think it's highly underrated. Dwight H. Little did a great job in this film. Daniel Harris's first Halloween film. Kathleen Kinmont is beautiful in this film. And just really, really cool stuff. I love the scene with the gun through the person. House. Fun 80s horror comedy starring William Catt. Great special effects. Of course, this is done by Steve Miner, who did Friday 13th Part 2 and 3, and would later go on to do a lot of Wonder Years episodes that would win awards. My other Witchboard. TerrorVision Video Dead. They're cheesy. TerrorVision is actually really fun and funny, and that Video Dead is one that you get because it's attached to TerrorVision. But it's actually a kind of a fun little zombies coming out of the TV screen type of thing. It's not quite as good as Demons 2. Next up, The Prowler. I'm sure this one's been suggested to you already. Great film. Originally titled The Rosemary Killer. Joseph Zito got this one, and this is the movie that got him Friday the 13th Part 4, which he had directed. I love this film. Some people find it a little slow by today's standards, but I enjoy it, and Tom Savini did the effects. Oh, I'm getting all stuttery. That means I need caffeine. And the New York Ripa. This was sent to me by Falagar 517. That's Sammy. And I've been wanting this one for a long time. He got it for me. Awesome, awesome stuff. Lucio Fulci. A killer that quacks like Donald Duck. Yeah, I know, you're going to get it right now. And you should. Here's one that not a lot of people know about. And it's a really cool one. And this one's actually 1990, but I'm going to put it in there because it just skirts on because it does have that 80s cheese feel to it. And it's almost there. It was made in 89. It came out in 1990, so it'll fit. There's nothing out there. Ralph Knifsky's self-referential horror comedy that has to be seen to be believed. Incredible film, and Troma actually put it out. Great edition of this. It's a 2-disc edition. Love this one here. Watched this movie twice in a row when I first saw it, and really cheesy. Actors that act like know the rules of horror and stuff like that long before the movie Scream came out. And cheesy alien monster. So those are my suggestions that I got off the top of my head and out of my shelf for 80s horror. So hopefully there's some stuff there that hasn't been suggested yet, and some stuff there that you're kind of curious about and want to see. If you want to know any more information, feel free to comment down below or inbox me. And guys, if you haven't checked out Joe's House of Horrors or Valigar 517, check out their channel, like their videos, sub to them, and give some comments on some cool 80s horror that I haven't mentioned here, because there's a lot of it. 80s was pretty much the golden era for horror. Thanks for watching, and for me right now, my tea is cold, so it's time to boil the kettle, because it's time for tea.